the real problem, the real poison, and the real enemy that seems to be really creeping to the surface and becoming more visible is the toxic belief system we have about each other as Americans and as human beings. The things that you hear about the refugees, the green card holders, and everybody else who is coming to the airports and ports and being characterized by people who are already here as potential terrorists and potential this and maybe they're that and maybe we need to vet them is really symbolic of the utter lack of faith we have in each other as human beings and as for lack of a better phrase, fans of America. The citizens, the residents, the long-term visitors. We're here because we have faith in the promise that is America. We have to start believing better of each other. And that's not just a Pollyanna-ish, oh, people have the best intentions. It's the belief that people have value that we may not see. And we have to have what academics like to call a hermeneutics of suspicion around our stereotypes of each other. So it goes always. The stereotype of a blue collar worker, a Midwest, Southern, out of work, distressed community of people who have lived in one place for a long time and are proud of that is in some ways in cities there's a stereotype that they're uneducated because they want to be, they can't do any better, as though working with your brain at a desk is inherently better than working in a construction yard or an oil rig, or with animals or on a farm. People are not stupid because they work with their hands or work with nature or take care of the sick. Home health care workers are almost pitied and looked down on for doing incredibly important work that doesn't require a lot of formal education. So that's the stereotype that I think that people think of when they think of looking down on each other. There's also the converse. There's the, oh, they don't really work, or they sit at a desk all day, they have it easy. That blue collar workers can sometimes attach to white collar workers and managers and people who work in finance, not understanding that there's a wage slavery there too. There's the wage slavery of a 2 a.m. conference call where you're sitting up, dressed from the waist up, and hoping that this thing isn't going to last more than an hour, so you might get some sleep before you have to go back to work in the morning at 8. Or the road warrior of constantly on the road at this meeting and this client and that client and talking to your kid on Skype and hoping you're going to get there for the softball game. People make choices for their jobs. Some choices are harder to get out of than others. And sometimes there aren't choices that people around you may not understand are not choices. We have to have faith in each other that each of us is making the best life we can. And we have to extend that belief in the goodness of our aim in life to the people who are coming here. Look around you tomorrow when you go out and think the best of the person who's driving your bus, the person who's picking up your garbage, or the person as you're working on the street who is going out with a briefcase or a backpack and already on a phone conversation and already carrying their laptop. Think the best of each other. Good night.